I used to always want to do a podcast, but I was always hesitant of what I might be saying if it was wrong. I mean, is anyone really right all the time? And is anyone really wrong all the time? No one's ever really going to agree on anything. Speak your mind, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone who agrees. So, as of right now, for this podcast, you can just sit back, relax. You don't got to worry about, I'm not going to throw anything on the screen. Just listen, and that's all I care about. As long as one person listened, then that's all I really need. Now, without further ado, let's talk about this rap beef. Okay, so this whole J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. Sure, let's add Drake in there. Now, as fun as this is, I like the whole going back and forth. But at the same time, I hate how... Why are we so nitpicky about what bars was said and if it had to make sense? Like, I hate how everyone is trying to dissect J. Cole's diss track about the whole, like, what do you call it? You fell off like The Simpsons and the whole... Clearly, yes, The Simpsons... I mean, can we be honest? Actually, no, take it back. The Simpsons did fall off. After, like, no one even knew past, like... I didn't even know they had almost 30 seasons? Almost 20-something, some seasons? Like... I thought it was done like a long ass time ago, but it did fall off. All right, let's be real. It wasn't great until like the greatest hits. It stopped around like season, let's say like 15. After that, don't care. Second, the whole calling out Kendrick's like lineup of, can a bar just be a bar? Like, why do we have to? Why do you have to be so like sensitive about like? It's just, I mean, all Drake, all J. Cole's doing is just, he's just saying he's just doing like a hot take and an unpopular opinion, basically. Does it have to be true? Like, doesn't have to be true. He probably just said it just because it kind of just sounds cool. Same with like, just, a bar can just sound cool and then that's really it. It doesn't have to make sense. Like, if we're going that route, okay, hold on. First, let me just dissect J. Cole's thing. Okay, so we all know the first album he's talking about is Good Kid, Mad City, right? No one's thinking about the Section 81 as his first one. Clearly, we all know when you think, all right, name me Kendrick's albums. Everyone's gonna think Good Kid, Mad City. They're gonna think the second one is Pimp a Butterfly. The third one is Damn. The fourth one is the Big Steppers one. We all know that. Why is everyone so like, oh, is he talking about Section 80 or is he talking about, man, shut up, man. Everyone knows. We're only talking about the top, those four are the ones that kind of stick out, okay? No offense to the Kendrick fans, but those are the four that I assume everyone is mainly always talking about. Now, does a bar have to be true? Like, that means for me, whenever I hear, I'm not even a big hip hop head, but from what I've been hearing, every rapper says the same shit. Either they talk about how many guns they have, how often they be shooting people, how many hoes they got, how much money they got. We get it most of the time, but like, are we really believing half of the things that these guys say? No! Why do we have to believe everything that they say? It's not always true. Sometimes it just sounds cool. But like, are we really caring so much, like, if it's true or not? Like, why do we have to care so much about a bar? Maybe it's because I'm not a big hip hop head and I don't know much about it. All I know is that if a beat sounds cool, if the bar sounds cool, that's it. I'm not gonna really think about what he really said. Sounds cool, it sounds cool. That's really it. But like, now let me move on. Let me just move on from that. I just want to get that out the way. The other thing is, I loved the back and forth. That was kind of cool. But now that J. Cole apologized, now I'm thinking like, well, first I was just like, this kind of, now it seems sad because now it felt like everyone was forcing him to, you have to respond because, I mean, it's a rap battle. Like, you kind of, you're a rapper, Kendrick's a rapper. Y'all gotta respond. It's cool to respond. We love to see the fight. It's entertaining. Like, it's not cool if it's like, if Kendrick just says, yes, I'm the best, and everyone just agrees, no one's gonna like, okay, cool. It's just a statement. Anyone could say that. Everyone says they're the best. It's only cool when we have like a competition. No one really wants to know the answer to who is the best. We all just love to debate. Debating is way more fun than finally having an answer. No, my second theory of J. Cole apologizing. What if this is his whole plan this whole time? Because his next album is called The Fall Off, and right now everyone's seeing J. Cole as if he fell off because of the apology. So what if it's all kind of a setup for? I mean, this is at first it kind of seems like, well, this is not gonna be great for your next album, but then again, the album's called The Fall Off. So for him to apologize and say all this stuff, it kind of makes him go down on the list of the top rappers, making the title kind of relatable. Why does it matter who's the best? It's just cool to have the conversation. It's fun to go back and forth with the debate. I don't think anyone really cares who's right or who's wrong, because no one's ever going to agree on who's the best. No one's ever going to agree on one thing. Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone's going to pick a side. Right now, honestly, I don't even like picking a side. Like I said, I just like to see the back and forth. I don't like to debate unless I know enough. No, only debate if it's fun. I don't debate to be serious. Like, for example, one of my shorts, I was just talking shit about this one manga and comparing Tokyo Revengers to Nine Peaks, and how the delinquent story, and I was comparing it, and I saw one comment on there about this isn't a good argument, you can't say. I'm only saying it because it's fun. It's fun to say. Of course I'm not gonna make a fucking PowerPoint essay about why this is better than this. I'm only just saying it because it's fun to just say. It's fun to say the whole Kendrick first shit was classic and the last shit was tragic. It's fun to say. That's a bar. If we have to dissect, if I had to with Kendrick's, okay, let's be honest. No one knew anything about the bar about the E40 water. No one understood the line about the burning tattoos thing. Unless you really are into that. If you're really into hip-hop, you would know. But if you had to look it up like I did, because I'm not a hip-hop head, like I said, I know nothing. I had to look it up, and I'm like, oh, now I get it. Cool, I guess that's a bar. Everyone only cared about that last part, which was the Andre 3K. That was a cool bar. The Pet Cemetery one, and then the Fuck the Big Three. That's the only three main bars that anyone knows and that anyone cares about. No one else cares about the whole song on Future. No one really cares about that Future and Metro album. I'm sorry, but the only reason why it's popular is because Kendrick's on there. If Kendrick was not on there, no one would be talking about Kendrick at all. No one was expecting I was never expecting a response from Kendrick at all after a first-person shooter. That was just a song. It just sounded catchy. Look, I'm just talking just to talk, because that's all anyone does on podcasts. They just love to talk. They just say their opinions. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, as long as one person listened. And if you listened throughout this whole thing, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. Will I ever do this again? I don't know. It's kind of fun. And also, it just helps relieve any stress that I have. Not saying I'm stressed right now, but it's just fun to just let it out. Just let out all the things of my thoughts. That's the whole point of YouTube, right? Aren't we supposed to express ourselves in our own way? As long as it's entertaining to someone, that's all that matters to me. As long as someone found this entertaining. Do I mean any of this? I mean, yes, but at the same time, I'm not claiming that I know everything, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying an opinion. Doesn't mean an opinion has to be right. I'm just saying, you could argue with me about everything that I'm saying. Am I going to argue back? No, because I don't care. It's just fun I'm just saying statements because it's fun to say these statements. I don't care about the argument. But in closing, I appreciate anyone who's listening. Also, the whole rap beef is fun. That's all I can say. I'm not going to say who I like better. I'm not going to say whose bars I like better or whose diss track I like better. I just like the whole beef thing. But right now, with the whole apology thing from J. Cole, I don't think there's really any point if Kendrick responded. I don't really think Drake's ever really gonna respond. If he does, it's kind of late. He has like a week. I'll give him a week to respond, because if he doesn't, then it'd be kind of boring and no one's really gonna care. Well, right now, I think. Well, yeah, man. I mean, it's hard for me to know because I don't have a lot of social media. So I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. I have no idea. I only got YouTube. That's really it. But okay, this is a very long in conclusion. But god damn. Well, that means I just have a lot of things on my mind. That's all it is. All right. Don't judge me. It's my first episode. What am I supposed to do? There's no structure. I'm sorry. My first episode doesn't have a great organization, whatever the fuck. Okay, my bad. Okay, we're done.